Barcelona are heading towards an exciting summer following the return of Joan Laporta. The president has a lot of issues to deal with, from the club drowning in debt to Lionel Messi still not giving any guarantees over his future. The Blaugrana need to do things very carefully in the upcoming weeks. These weeks are going to define the short and long-term future of the club. We do expect that the residents of the Camp Nou are no longer going to spend hundreds of millions of euros on players who may or may not make the team better. This summer, be prepared to see a lot of players leave the club and see a few fresh faces join the senior squad. Messi has already agreed an extension at the club, but it's definitely not going to be a long-term thing either. The Argentine legend is in the twilight stages of his career anyway, so you can expect the club to be already thinking about the future. The likes of Frenkie de Jong, Ansu Fati, Pedri and Ilaix Moriba come to mind as players who would be expected to return the club to the lofty heights where they were a decade ago. But you can't always win titles with young players, which is why a mixture of youth and experience is a great way to do well. Today, on Goalside, we'll discuss the different possible lineups that could be assembled if a group of Barcelona transfer targets are successfully signed in the summer. The transfer targets include Erling Braut Haaland and Memphis Depay. It's also assumed that Antoine Griezmann and Philippe Coutinho will be sold in the summer. We will not comment on bench players that are not newly signed. Before we do, make sure to subscribe to our channel and make sure that you're always up to date with what's happening in the only thing in the world that seems to make any sense to us. Now that Ronald Koeman has been promised another season at Camp Nou, you can expect the Dutchman to continue working on the three at the back system. This setup allows the Spaniards to play excellent, fluid football and offers the team an option to create a lot of chances while not compromising a compact defensive shape. The presence of three players in the main defensive line gives the defense a lot of stability and makes it difficult for opponents to create goal-scoring opportunities. It also allows them to build from the back, since having three ball-playing defenders helps making short passes. Ter Stegen or someone else. At the back, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen has been a modicum of consistency over the years. While there are rumours that the club could be forced to sell the German in order to balance the books, we don't see anything like that happening this year. The experienced number one kept 11 clean sheets last season, and you can expect him to be even more vocal next season and keep his defensive teammates on their toes. SERGINO DEST. The young American needs a lot of work in order to brush up on his defensive duties against elite-level wingers, but you can see the quality in his play when he starts surging down the right flank. The youngster had 3 goal contributions last term, but expect him to play with more confidence next season. DEST is a young player, but has shown a lot of confidence in big games, so there's a feeling that he'll do well next season. Eric Garcia. Barca fans will be really excited to see the return of a player who's returned to the club after spending 4 years under Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. The youngster's arrival is going to put a lot of pressure on an error-prone Clément Lenglet. Garcia is likely to be paired up with Gerard Piqué, and that will definitely help his development. While Ronaldo Araujo put on some promising displays last season, Garcia is going to be given the preference since he's a natural ball-playing defender and he's also very solid at the back. Garcia left City to get more game time, and we can guarantee you that he'll find a lot of minutes during the 2021-22 campaign. An aging Piqué. Piqué is aging fast and has started dealing with injuries quite a lot in recent times. However, he's seen as an integral member of the starting 11 due to his vast experience and leadership qualities. The veteran knows what it takes to win at the top, and his presence is going to help the defense become watertight. While he managed only 23 games across all competitions last season, Barcelona are always a stronger team with Piqué in it. Jordi Alba. Another member of the Barca old guard, Jordi Alba's performances have dipped a lot. He didn't have a great 2020-21 campaign, and even then, he had 10 goal contributions to his name. La Blaugrana are seeking potential heirs, but even if they do find someone, that player will have to work hard to displace the Spanish international. More than that, Alba is a real menace in the final third and has great chemistry with Messi, which makes him a sure starter in almost every game next season. The Dutch midfield maestro. Frenkie de Jong is quite a player. Not many people rate him, but that can't mask the fact that the youngster is the sort of player any manager would love to have. He can fill in a wide variety of roles, and he's at his best when given a free-roaming, creative central midfield role. Sergio Busquets' form has seen a visible dip, and De Jong is the answer. The youngster can play deep where he's proven to be quick, strong, intelligent, and very good in possession. The new Iniesta? It is a lot of pressure on your shoulders if the whole world sees Andres Iniesta in you. 18-year-old Pedri is set to represent Spain at the Euros, but the youngster's breakout season at Camp Nou is what needs to be discussed more. His meteoric rise was somewhat inevitable. The youngster was thrown in at the deep end last season, but not once did he give the impression of a teenager who will be overwhelmed by it all. The dynamic midfielder is a true star in the making, and while there might be a few hiccups along the way, his dogged yet elegant and clever performances mean that he will always come out fighting. After a phenomenal maiden campaign in Blaugrana colours, he'll have every opportunity of hitting the top in the future, and coming back from this summer's Euros will aim to do just that. Lionel Messi. Okay, so Messi has signed a 2-year deal at the club, so it's clear that last year's transfer request was only because Bartomeu wasn't an easy man to work with. This move means that Messi trusts the new president a lot, otherwise he would have considered other options. Last season, Messi seemed to have recaptured his happiness and joy while playing for the club. He scored 38 goals and provided 14 assists across all competitions. And while he might be in the last few years of his playing career, the veteran's influence has not waned. If Barcelona are going to be in the thick of things next season, they need Messi to be at his best. And you can expect that to happen now that the Argentine international is set to welcome another ally into the dressing room. Sergio Aguero. At the age of 32, Sergio Aguero still has a lot left to give and should continue playing at the highest level for a few more years. The talented striker left Manchester City as a free agent and signed for Barcelona in order to be close to his good friend Messi. The duo will be playing together at a club level for the first time ever, but these two really understand each other. They have a combined 112 goals for the national side, and you'd be a true pessimist to think that they will disappoint next season. Aguero might have his injury issues, but when fit, he's one of the most lethal strikers on the planet. Of course, Aguero doesn't necessarily represent the future of the club, but Barcelona might have finally found a short-term replacement for Luis Suarez, who was sold last summer to Atletico Madrid, where he won the league title at the first time of asking. Barcelona clearly know that it was a huge blunder, which is why they moved quickly to sign Aguero. And of course, you need to keep Messi happy too. Another for the Dutch entourage. Koeman has made no secret of his desire to bring in Memphis Depay, and with the forward very keen to secure that move, we could see him complete the Dutch contingent in the squad for next season. With the likes of Antoine Griezmann, Ousmane Dembele and Philippe Coutinho all linked with exits, Depay, who bagged 20 league goals last term, would slot into the front three to supply a vigour and thrust, as well as an extra clinical streak to La Blaugrana's play, which over the course of their admittedly not so calamitous 2020-21 season, they undeniably lacked. Battle for Norwegian prodigy? Everyone wants to sign Erling Braut Haaland, but sadly, only one club will be able to do that. Who will that be? Well, we don't know for sure. The youngster's profile has been paraded all across Europe by the player's father and Mino Raiola. Barcelona need a big name soon, but now that they've signed Aguero, they might wait for a while and hope they can win the race next summer. However, if the club's able to offload the likes of Griezmann, Coutinho, Dembele and Samuel Umtiti, a move for Haaland could be on the cards. But then again, you have to wonder whether making that move would make sense, given Barcelona's precarious financial situation. Signing the player is one thing. Not only would they have to agree to a good compensation package, but they'd also need to make Raiola happy. The super agent is not going to settle for a basic finder's fee, which might be the stumbling block here. The next season promises to be an exciting one for Barcelona. They might not be everyone's favourites to win things, but that doesn't mean anything. Last season, the Catalan Giants had a rough start, but in spite of all the turbulence, they were still in the title hunt for many weeks before withering away. Koeman might not be everyone's favourite manager, but the Dutchman is likely to come good. We expect the Spanish Giants to come back really strong next season, so whoever doubts this team, do so at your own peril. Barcelona's only downfall might be their inability to have some squad depth, but other than that, this team, which is supposed to be in transition, might still compete for top honours in the coming years. Now that's saying something.